we talked about quotas. You mentioned that they're illegal. They are illegal. However, if you want the inside track of how some of these departments are still enforcing quotas in a sense, is because if you're in a specialized unit, let's say you're in motors, motors' job is tickets. That's what they do. They stop cars, work accidents, stuff like that. But their job is to enforce traffic. And how else do you do that? You make traffic stops, you write tickets. Well, when it comes time to their evaluations, if they're, let's say they did 6 months, they're new to the unit, and they've only done 5 tickets for 6 months, do you think they're going to be allowed to continue to ride around on a motorcycle and be in
Oh,
traffic?
that's you're spitting facts right there. Yeah, there's always a caveat, isn't there?
Yeah. So their evaluation depends on this. So that is something to consider. We need, if we don't want to foster that behavior, we need to figure out different ways to evaluate. And just like we talked about earlier, the guy that's writing a bunch of tickets and taking a bunch of people to jail, I think it takes a good sergeant to look and really know their guys and be like, all right, Levine, he didn't take anybody to jail this month. However, he made, 25 citizen contacts. He got, you know, 4 major case, he got 4 cases, information for 4 cases to a major case that helped facilitate the writing of a warrant because he got good information. Like that, to me, that's just as big as the guy that took 15 people to jail for the last 4 months. If I see that one of my guys took 15 people to jail and it's all homeless people, and he's nailing them for criminal trespass, like, to me that's kind of chicken shit stuff. Like, how are you, big picture, what are you helping? And you can't teach that. I don't think you can teach that. I think some people have a oh, kitty cat, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to like jump on the computer and mash everything.
Yeah,
But
he's like, I know that laptop's warm and I'm gonna lay on it. I've got a cat too. He's an asshole though.
this one's hit and miss. Usually pretty nice. The other one would definitely come lay on it. But
Yeah. So, but that is kind of some of the stuff I think we need to address when it comes to fixing policing in general is, like, what are you fostering unintentionally? I don't think we're fostering that intentionally to make money. Maybe some departments are, but I think this is the way that it's always been done, and this is how we evaluate, and nobody's really ever questioned it. It makes sense. You're on the motors crew. If you want to be a cop, you got to make stops. Okay, cool. But does that have to result in a ticket? Like, why am I being evaluated just purely on stops? I don't know. Maybe there's not a way around that.
yeah, it's tough. We had, and it's funny too to go back to the thin line. It's like, oh, you guys, you do the government's will. Anytime they came in and told us like, hey, we want you guys to write more tickets, it was a resounding fuck you.
Yeah.
We'll do what we need to do. We're not going to go write a bunch of tickets. And what was shitty about my department is they would always hang over your head. Oh, you didn't write any tickets, you can't go to training. They didn't care about the work that was being done. And I'll admit, when I was new, I stopped a lot of cars, I wrote a lot of tickets, and then it kind of dawned on me, what the hell am I doing? And that's where it comes in as being, a good sergeant or a good senior officer. Like, hey kid, it ain't all about writing tickets. I learned it on my own, and I wish somebody would have pulled me aside and said, hey dude, like, you don't need to write all these tickets. Like, it's fine to stop people, see what's going on. Nothing's going on. All right. Hey, don't blow that stop sign next time. Have a good day, kind of thing. And to be honest with you, that's good community interaction. You give somebody a break for, now, if they really blow it, I'm not going to give them a break. But somebody does the California roll, you give them a little, you stop them, you give them a break. That's a good interaction, right? That person, especially in your bad neighborhoods, they see you around. They might tell you, hey, this guy is slinging dope or whatever. Like, you never know. Every interaction you make is an opportunity for an arrest. You just don't know it. And it's not necessarily the person you're stopping. It's, some of the best cops I knew, they would make contacts with these people in bad neighborhoods. And I'm not one for giving out my cell phone, but they give out their cell phone number. Something's going on. They'd call this guy directly and he'd roll over there and end up getting some huge arrest. I mean, that to me, that's community policing.
Yeah, every opportunity is just like you said. It's the opportunity to find some info to make an arrest. And then it is also a chance to earn that deposit with the community to build the trust. I'm an educator. I've learned that about myself a long time ago. I like teaching things. I found that teaching stuff um, creates a bond in a way, and so I wear an outer carrier now. So I got all this shit on my vest, and I always see people staring. So if I make a stop, it could be an enforcement thing, or it could just be a random contact. Going to grab lunch and somebody's there. I'll generate a conversation to take an opportunity to teach them. And on a stop, I'll see somebody and I'll catch them staring. I'm like, they're looking at the vest, and I'll be like, "Oh, that's my body camera." I was like, "So that's recording." And then after I've done my enforcement side, whatever that is, I'll be like, "Okay, so I just want to let you know what's going on with the vest here, so you kind of understand. Like, this is the camera, and I can take that on and off, and so I'll actually detach the camera from my vest and show them, like, see, so its battery life is only, it says it's 12 hours, but realistically, it lasts about 8 9 hours, and you can't leave it running the whole time. I know a lot of people think that cops need to leave their camera running all the time. It's like, you don't want to hear me on the phone with my wife, and you don't want to see me going to the bathroom. And sometimes I'm talking about HIPAA information for other people. You can't know that, and so realistically, it doesn't make sense to have a camera going that long. And then two, the technology is not there. The battery doesn't last that long. If I were to leave it running the whole time, like I said, I'm getting 5 6 maybe 8 hours. And you got to remember these cameras. This one is 3 years old, so the battery life slowly dwindles. It's just not reality for the technology we have these days. And people love that shit. They're like, "Oh my god, I had never knew that." And I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, so it's we have policies that protect your rights as well. Like, as soon as I initiated this traffic stop, I already had my camera going. Like, I have to. Like, that's the policy. Um, However, if I'm not doing anything, then the camera doesn't need to be running. Or if the traffic stop's over with and I tell you, have a good day, then I turn the camera off and I walk back to my car. So people love hearing about that because they don't know. That's not information that's just readily available unless you really dig into it. So I like to use those opportunities to make those deposits with education, and people don't like the word ignorance. I don't know why. Ignorance just means you're lacking knowledge about something. So I'm trying to help people that are ignorant about certain things, or questions. They bring up questions I've never heard, which I'm ignorant about. Oh, I didn't think about that perspective. So it helps me become a better cop. So I like taking the time to invest in those deposits, just like you're kind of what you're referring to, and it can lead to arrest. It can lead to good information grabbing, and that's police work. That's gangster old school police work. It's just now we're putting names to stuff.